Warriors roar across burning sand as bronze spears shatter against desert shields. Sassanid elite cavalry, the empire's feared Gyanavspar guard, face annihilation by tribal Arabs they considered beneath notice. Arab commander Hanzala ibn Thalaba draws his blade and cuts through leather saddle straps, stranding wives, children, and tribal treasures with no means of escape. The families watch in horror as their protection disappears. No retreat. Victory or death. How did 2,000 desert warriors shatter the Persian Empire's military reputation at Deccar in 609 AD? Islamic historians al-Tabari and Abu Ubaidah documented this stunning reversal in meticulous detail. The answer begins with water and a Persian army that never saw the trap coming. Sassanid Shah Khosrau II controls the known world from India to the Mediterranean in 609 AD. His empire spans continents, but he's made one catastrophic miscalculation. The Lakhmid Kingdom, Persia's Arab buffer state, has collapsed. King al-Numan III insulted Khosrau's marriage proposal, then died mysteriously in Persian custody. His royal family fled to the Banu Bakr tribe seeking protection. Khosrau demands their surrender. The desert Arabs refuse. This isn't just defiance. This is tactical suicide against a superpower. The Persian response arrives as 5,000 troops, 2,000 elite Sassanids, plus 3,000 Arab auxiliaries under Governor Ayas ibn Qabisa. They march toward the Deccar oasis, where the Banu Bakr have made their stand. The Persians are fighting on borrowed time from the moment they enter the desert. The Banu Bakr warriors understand something the Persians don't. Water is the ultimate weapon in summer heat. While Persian heavy infantry marches in formation across burning sand, the Arabs seize the bend of Deccar, the primary water source. The Persian vanguard arrives expecting easy access to water. Instead, they find 2,000 Arab warriors controlling the oasis. The psychological impact is immediate. Persian soldiers, already suffering from thirst in the brutal summer heat, must now fight for basic survival. Their tactical advantage, superior numbers and equipment, becomes meaningless when they can't secure water. The first skirmish erupts at the bend. Persian troops, desperate and dehydrated, attempt to force their way to the water source. The Arabs, fighting on familiar ground with full water supplies, repel the attack. The Persians retreat to al-Jubabat, another water source to the southwest, but the Banu Bakr pursue them relentlessly. What follows is a day-long battle for survival. Not territory, not honor, but water itself. Persian heavy infantry, designed for set-piece battles on open ground, struggles in the desert heat. Their armor becomes a liability. Their formations break down as soldiers prioritize finding water over maintaining ranks. The Arabs, meanwhile, fight with the desperation of men protecting their homeland. They know every water source, every depression, every tactical advantage the terrain offers. By nightfall, the Persians retreat again, this time toward the main depression of Deccar, where the rest of the Banu Bakr await. The Persians arrived expecting to crush a minor tribal rebellion. Instead, they're being systematically outmaneuvered by warriors they considered barbarians. Hanzala's next move reveals the true genius of Arab strategy. While his warriors control the water sources, he makes a decision that transforms desperation into tactical brilliance. This isn't just symbolic, it's psychological warfare at its most brutal. Every Arab warrior now understands the stakes have changed completely. The psychological impact is devastating, not on the enemy, but on his own troops. Fear transforms into commitment. Desperation becomes strength. The Persians, meanwhile, suffer from a different psychological crisis. Their Arab auxiliaries from the Banu Iyad tribe send secret messages to the Banu Bakr. We'll betray our Persian masters when the battle begins. Persian commanders face an impossible situation. Hostile terrain, no water control, auxiliary troops preparing to defect. Their enemy has eliminated his own escape routes. guaranteeing a fight to the death. Desert knowledge has transformed defensive weakness into offensive strength. The hunters have become the hunted. Dawn breaks on the second day at Dekar. The main Persian army reaches their vanguard in the depression. 5,000 troops in full battle formation face 2,000 Arab warriors who've cut their own escape routes. As his warriors prepare for battle, fear creeps into their ranks. Some glance toward the horizon, calculating escape routes for their families. Others whisper about overwhelming Persian numbers and what defeat means for their wives and children. Hanzala responds decisively. Every remaining camel that could carry families to safety becomes useless. Children cry as they realize they cannot flee. Mothers clutch infants, knowing their fate depends on their husband's battlefield performance. This is psychological warfare turned inward, forcing your own troops into a mental state where death becomes preferable to defeat. When retreat becomes impossible, commitment becomes absolute. The Persian commanders watch this display with growing unease. They're facing an enemy that has voluntarily eliminated every survival option except victory. Then comes the betrayal that shatters Persian confidence completely. Under cover of darkness, Banu Iyad auxiliaries, 1,000 Arab troops fighting for Persia, send their final message to the Banu Bakr. When battle begins tomorrow, we'll turn our weapons on our Persian masters. 1/5 of their army is preparing to switch sides mid-battle. Their Arab allies, who know the terrain and tactics, will become enemies at the worst possible moment. Hanzala strikes next at Persian assumptions. He reorganizes his entire army into a formation that appears suicidal: weak center, strong flanks. To Persian observers, this looks like amateur tactics. The center appears vulnerable to breakthrough. What they don't realize is that Hanzala has positioned his most experienced warriors on the flanks specifically to exploit Persian overconfidence. When the Persians commit their reserves to break the weak center, the flanks will close like a trap. Meanwhile, under cover of night, Yazid ibn Himar leads a select force of Arab warriors into the hollow of Dekar, a concealed position behind Persian lines. They'll remain hidden until the moment of maximum chaos. Across the depression, the armies face each other as tradition demands single combat. The Persian right wing advances. Arab and Persian champions meet in single combat, a traditional way to determine which side holds divine favor before major battles. The Arab warrior wins! The roar from the Banu Bakr ranks is deafening. But more importantly, you can see the impact on Persian faces. Their champion, their symbol of imperial invincibility, lies dead in the sand. Hanzala seizes this moment of shifting morale. He leads his entire left wing against the demoralized Persian right, pressing the psychological advantage while their opponents struggle to process what just happened. On the Persian left, the battle intensifies as both sides fight in closed ranks. The Valley of Dekar witnesses brutal combat, bronze against iron, desert tactics against imperial discipline. But the Persians don't know about Yazid's hidden force waiting in the hollow. They don't know their own auxiliaries are preparing to defect. They don't understand that every tactical decision has been designed to exploit their assumptions about Arab capabilities. The psychological trap is complete. Persian confidence in their military superiority, built over centuries of conquest, is about to shatter against Arab desperation, weaponized into tactical brilliance. When retreat becomes impossible, ordinary warriors discover extraordinary capabilities. Persian assumptions of superiority become liability when facing an enemy with nothing left to lose. The coordinated strike begins at the moment of maximum Persian confidence. Persian forces advance into the depression, believing victory is assured. Their formation looks textbook perfect. Heavy infantry in the center, cavalry on the flanks, auxiliaries providing support. Governor Iyas ibn Qabisa commands from the center, confident that superior numbers and equipment will crush tribal resistance. But Hanzala's weak center isn't weakness, it's bait. As Persian troops commit to breaking what appears to be the most vulnerable part of the Arab line, two catastrophic events unfold simultaneously. From the hollow of Dikar, Yazid ibn Himar's concealed force erupts behind Persian lines. These aren't random raiders. They're experienced desert fighters who've spent the night positioning themselves for maximum psychological impact. The rear assault hits Iyas ibn Qabisa's command position with devastating precision. Persian commanders, focused on the battle ahead, suddenly face Arab warriors attacking from behind. Chaos spreads through their ranks as soldiers realize they're surrounded. At exactly the same moment, the Banu Iyad auxiliaries execute their promised betrayal. 1,000 Arab troops fighting for Persia turn their weapons on their Persian masters. The psychological impact is catastrophic. Allies become enemies in the span of seconds. Think about the Persian soldiers' mental state. They entered battle confident in their superiority. Now they're fighting on three fronts: the Arab army ahead, the ambush behind, and their own auxiliaries beside them. Persian formation discipline collapses under this triple assault. Heavy infantry, trained for organized combat, struggles to adapt to the chaos of betrayal and ambush. Their tactical advantages, superior armor and weapons, become meaningless in close-quarters desert fighting. Hanzala seizes the moment of maximum confusion. His strong flanks close like a trap, enveloping Persian forces that have committed too deeply to the center. The weak center suddenly reveals its purpose, drawing enemy forces into a killing zone where they can't use their numerical advantage. The rout begins on the Persian right wing, where the champion's death still haunts morale. Arab warriors, fighting with the desperation of men who've cut their own escape routes, overwhelm demoralized Persian cavalry. Governor Iyas ibn Qabisa's position becomes untenable as the rear ambush closes in. The symbol of Persian authority, the man sent to crush tribal rebellion, finds himself surrounded by the very warriors he came to defeat. The psychological collapse spreads like wildfire through Persian ranks. Soldiers who entered battle confident in imperial invincibility now face the reality of defeat by barbarian tribes. The myth of Persian military superiority shatters in the desert heat. What follows isn't just retreat, it's complete rout. Persian forces flee from the depression of Dikar toward the northwest, pursued by Arab warriors who show no mercy. The slaughter continues for miles as disciplined retreat becomes panicked flight. The Battle of Dikar lasts 2 full days, but the decisive moment takes only minutes. The coordinated ambush, auxiliary betrayal, and psychological warfare combine to destroy a force nearly 3 times larger than the Arab army. Word of the victory spreads across the Arabian Peninsula like wildfire. The Persian Empire, master of the known world, has been humiliated by desert tribes using tactics that turned weakness into devastating strength. Forced commitment psychology works. Vietnamese tunnel fighters at Cu Chi destroyed bridges behind their positions, trapping themselves underground for months, with their families sheltering in the same tunnels. Like Hanzala's warriors, they fought knowing their children's survival depended on victory. Afghan Mujahideen eliminated escape routes to guarantee total dedication. When retreat becomes impossible, ordinary warriors discover extraordinary capabilities. Terrain becomes a force multiplier when you understand it better than your enemy. Local knowledge transforms defensive weakness into offensive strength. Control the resources. Water, high ground, supply lines, and superior numbers become meaningless. Subscribe for more battles where the underdog rewrote the rules of war.